Crestview.
I'm Colin Jules.
And I'm Ashley Schwederman.
You started off this week, we have a couple announcements.
Homework Help / Power Club meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays right after school until 4:45 p.m. They meet in the Career Cafe and the YMCA. All students are encouraged and welcomed.
Finding Answers Club meets every Friday at 7 in the morning. Boys are in Mr. Gross's room, B11, and girls are in Miss Barnes' room, B45, every Friday. Discuss life's question and have some donuts.
Student Council's next meeting is Thursday, September 27th at 7 a.m. in Miss Norwood's room, B49.
Academic Spoilables practices in Miss Sims' room and 6th grade science room, B59. Next Friday's practices are Tuesday and Thursday.
Printmaking shop is on Wednesday, September 26th from 2:45 to 4:30 p.m. in the art room. This will allow you to have an opportunity to design, print, and complete several printmaking pieces to take home. You can pick up permission slips in the art room A17. See Mrs. Hopper if you have any questions.
Campus Life Kickoff is Wednesday, September 19th at 7 a.m. to 7:45 in the auxiliary gym. Campus Life is also having a food fight on September 27th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the front lawn of Huntington North High School. Make sure you can bring clothes that you can get ruined. Monday's lunch is Bosco Sticks, chicken fajitas, Italian salad / baby carrots, and a strawberry cup. Tuesday's lunch is chicken noodles, mashed potatoes / green beans, and orange wedges.
Wednesday's lunch is hot dogs or cheeseburgers, french fries, cucumbers, and peaches. Thursday's lunch is chicken sticks, baked beans, broccoli, and pears.
And to end off the week, Friday's lunch will be pizza and spaghetti with meat sauce, garlic bread, green beans, ranch salad, and banana pudding.
And now to Grace Fott with an interview on Mr. Bordeaux.
Good morning, Crestview students. I'm Grace Fott here with Mr. Bordeaux for our special interview for CTV. So, when did you know you wanted to be a teacher?
I thought that I might want to be a teacher at different points throughout my childhood. Like probably junior high was the earliest, but I sort of moved into some other areas. And when I started college, I wasn't anywhere close to thinking that this is what I would end up doing. But toward the end of my senior year in college, I really started regretting that I hadn't had an education major. And that's when I kind of decided at some point I was going to go back to school.
Where did you go to college and why that college?
I went to school at Huntington College, which is now Huntington University. I wanted a smaller school. I wanted small class sizes, like a school where you got to meet with your professors and see them at lunch and talk about things that you were studying in class. I had two majors, and one of them was history, and the other was communication. But the history program was really good at Huntington. I wanted a Christian school, but for education, I actually went to an all Catholic girls' school, which is a really interesting thing that Mr. Bulliner still likes to tell people when we first meet them, because he thinks it's hilarious. But it was the only school at the time in Indiana that would let me work from home on my degree, and I would mail my assignments in through the postal service. So that was how I actually got my teaching license.
Okay, how long have you been teaching, and when did you come to Crestview?
Well, I actually started at Crestview. I had a few different student teaching experiences, but one of them was here at Crestview, and it was with Mr. Ron Buskin, who I had as an 8th grade teacher, and that was a really neat experience. And then he was retiring, and there were only a few positions open the year that I finished, and so this was one, and I was really fortunate to get it. And I think I've been here, I think this is my 13th year.
Who was your big role model and why?
My biggest role model. This is a hard question. I think there's lots of different people that are role models throughout your life. I mean, my parents, obviously. There have been a few teachers over the years. Mr. Buskin was one. You guys need to turn your phones off. What was the other? Mrs. Shipman, who was a teacher up at the high school. There's people that really inspired me. Some of my college professors. Maybe Kevin Hart.
What is one of your weaknesses, and how are you working to improve it?
One of my many. And related to teaching, sometimes I will, like perfectionism, I'll like take something I'm trying to create for a class or develop a lesson, and I will not be able to just set it down and be like, you know what, this will work. And I keep trying to rework it and fix it. And fortunately, my wife also has that weakness, so it leads to a lot of revamping of things around the house.
What is your least favorite aspect of teaching?
Paperwork, probably. There's a lot. There's a lot of kind of extra administrative tasks you have to do. I really like working with students, developing relationships with students. I really like my subject. But yeah, probably the paperwork is my least favorite part.
How do you structure your time to manage all of the duties associated with teaching?
It's a little crazy just with kids and a lot of responsibilities with life. A lot of times my days are typically I'll get up pretty early and I'll either work some from home, whether that's developing lessons or grading. I will have to get to school by 7, but I'm usually here about 6:30 or so. And then I go home usually right away because I have to get my kids from school and then they have activities. So that usually means that after they go to bed, I then spend a few hours working. So I probably don't get as much sleep as I should. I don't know if that really answers the question because it totally sounds like I'm not managing time at all when I'm staying up till midnight. But yeah, it's a balance of trying to be a dad and a husband and then also a teacher.
Okay, and to all of your students wondering, why do you drink so much coffee?
Take a little umbrage with the wording of the question. I don't drink that much coffee. I think that there's a perception that I have a French press pot, a lot of people have seen, that I drink 4 of those a day. One. I drink one. I would posit that maybe Mr. McElhaney drinks a little bit more coffee than I do. But the reason why I drink coffee is because it's amazing, because God created it to help us use our brains more vividly, and because it's delicious.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Bordeaux.
No problem.
To you, Ashley and Colin.
Thank you, Grace and Mr. Bordeaux, for that interview.
Now on to this week's sports with Ainsley Kiefer.
Hello, Crestview. I'm Ainsley Kiefer, here to share everything you need to know about this past week's sports. But last week's score against volleyball for Leo. 7th grade won with the score of 2-0, and 8th grade lost with the score of 2-1. Now this week. Crestview football played against Norwell this past week. Our 7th grade team lost with the score of 48-0. Our 8th grade team also lost, but with the score of 7-14. Touchdowns were made by a throw from Spencer Adkins to Micah Plemons. Our volleyball team also played this week against East Noble. 7th grade lost in 3 sets, and the 8th grade won with 2 sets. The cross-country team had a meet this week at Belmont on Wednesday. The top boys runner was Caleb Skiles, and the girls runners were Ella Colcluster and Kaylee Brooks. Back to you guys, Ashley and Colin.
Thanks for that sports report, Ainsley. Now to Carly Roth for a sports interview with cross-country athlete Ella Colcluster.
Hi, I'm Carly Roth, and I'm here with Ella Colcluster for a cross-country interview. When did you start running, Ella?
I started running in elementary school
Why did you start running?
because my brothers were running it.
How far is a normal cross-country meet?
Normal cross-country meet is 1.8 miles,
What is the fastest time that you've had?
12:33.
What does a normal practice look like?
First we get changed and then we go run a warm-up lap, then we stretch, and then we usually go over to the course and run our usual race.
Okay, thank you, Ella, and back to you guys.
Next week, we have a special Spirit Week for United Way.
The Spirit Days are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Mondays are favorite team, shirt, or jersey. Tuesdays is white out, wear a white t-shirt to school and go to the volleyball game or football game that night. It's $1 to get in if you wear a white t-shirt. Wednesday is Cougar Spirit Day. Wear Crestview apparel or red and blue.
Crestview staff members, you can wear jeans if you donate $20 to the United Way cause, September 17th through September 28th. Now on to a Jokester session with Matthew and Ethan.
Why, hello everyone. Today is another new joke segment with me, Matthew.
And me, Ethan. And we're going to try, by the request of you guys, not to make this as cringy as last week's.
We have 2 new jokes for you guys, so why don't we get into them straight away?
Sounds good.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cash.
Cashew.
Well, I actually prefer peanuts mostly.
Yeah, me too, but
And I heard that you now have a joke, Ethan.
Yeah. Did you know I was actually named after Abraham Lincoln?
Wait, really?
Yeah, I didn't come before him.
Ah!
Yes.
And now, back to Ashley and Colin.
What a great clip this week. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, Cougars.